Mic check. Okay, sounds good. Hi, Des. How are you doing today? Hey, everybody. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. Alrighty. Alrighty. Let's get the... Oh, almost forgot. 1 second. I need to add something here. I know you can't see what I'm doing. It's off screen, obviously, but gotta do something before I can activate cameras. Alrighty. Oh, there's one more thing. Jeez, I'm underprepared today. Hello. Yeah. Today's just been one of those days where like a bunch of little things, just nothing's going right. Nothing major. It's very minor stuff. It's just one of those days though. Luckily, nothing serious, nothing worth really getting upset about. So, just gotta kind of shake it off, as it were. All right. So I'm not working on this painting today. I worked on it a bit off stream, and I need to keep working. There's some more work that needs to be done on it, but I'm gonna have to do that off stream because it's at the point now where I need to really focus, and I can't really, and I make very little changes at this point, so I just can't really do it on stream, unfortunately. It's just, I need some clear-mindedness to work on it. So today I'm going to be working on another cat painting as soon as I get my board ready. So I have the board ready to paint on. I just need to tape it into place. I'll be doing that right now. So I have these canvas boards. These are art alternatives. I think I got these from what is it? I think Michael's. They're not very good. They're not very pleasant to paint on. It has plastic on it that it comes wrapped in, and I haven't taken the plastic off. I just left the plastic on, and I tape my boards to it. At some point I'll buy actual, like, wood or something, but might as well use these while I've got them. Like I said, they're so, I hate painting on them so much that I don't bother using them. Guy says I might have to run to the hardware store. Okay, it does. Well, you do what you need to do, of course. How you doing otherwise? Yeah, the paintings, I'm not going to start painting for like, at least 10 minutes or so. It's going to take me a couple minutes to get this ready. Unfortunately. Let's see. This is, yeah, when I'm painting on canvas pad, I just tape the canvas to one of those plastic covered boards. Yeah, no, it's easy. So what I'm going to be painting on is this, which is a, plastic board. But the reason I tape this to another board is because the way I put this on first of all, this is too small for the easel. And I like to have my, palette next to my painting. So the only way I can have my palette up there like that is I clamp my palette to a board, and then I clamp this to the same board. And since I don't want to have the clamp directly on the painting, I tape it this way. And if I was painting on paper, a lot of times when I paint on paper or something like that, I'll tape around the edge to leave like a quarter, not a quarter inch, yeah, quarter inch or an eighth of an inch around where there's no paint. It's a nice board, gives it a nice border kind of thing. I did see online something I wish I'd known when I was painting on paper though, and doing that. And if I ever if I ever make a border like that again, I'll do this. So one of the problems I ran into when creating when I would do that is when I take the tape off, there would sometimes be paint that gets like underneath the tape, or the edge isn't very smooth. Apparently, the solution for that is once you put down your tape, you put a clear coat of something over the tape and the canvas. Now, if you're working in acrylics or you don't mind priming with acrylics, you can put down acrylic medium or acrylic matte medium. I don't mind painting over acrylic matte medium, so that's probably what I would do. Although, if you're really opposed to it, I suppose you could put down like a thin layer of white oil paint, let it dry, and then paint on it. And supposedly what that does is it prevents the paint from getting underneath the tape or making the edge weird. You can't use something like what's it called? What is that stuff called? Masking fluid. You can't use masking fluid. You have to use something that you don't mind leaving there, because the part that's on the tape obviously will come up, but the part that's on the canvas is going to stay there. So it has to be something that you're okay leaving on the canvas. Yeah. Good to know. Yeah, I saw that. Like I said, I saw this on what's it called, online, and I think on Instagram, because I don't really go on TikTok. So all right, I'm just pressing it in right now. Yeah, I saw someone. Um, he was doing this painting where he was masking off a ton of really complicated shapes. It was really, I mean, the painting he was doing was interesting. And that's why I follow the person. I like their paintings. So yeah. Um, although I don't know that I have the patience to do something like that. I mean, this was a very complicated like masking job where he like cut the tape into a ton of little like, ton of shapes and so on. It's not exactly the type of painting I like to do, but doesn't mean I don't appreciate it. I just don't know that I have the patience for it. There we go. As funny as I think it is that my face recognition camera keeps trying to go to my face here, I'm going to cover it up because I think it's driving it crazy. It still finds other faces back there, but that one I think sticks out to it a bit. Um, I'm just going to get some rubbing alcohol to clean off my panel real quick. Just making sure there's no leftover dust from when I sanded it, and also oil from my fingers. Although I'll be honest, I don't think that will make much of a difference. Uh, you know, because I know so many artists who use their hands for the painting process that I find it hard to think that that's going to make a big difference in any way. But whatever. I'll clean it off. Hey, Donley, welcome. How you doing? Good to see you. Des says, I hate to leave you here, but I need to run to the hardware store. I'll be back in an hour, probably. No worries, Des. I appreciate you stopping by. Good luck at the hardware store. Des Dunley says hi and bye. Alrighty. Let's see right here. Forgot to do this. Doing good. Looks like we're starting a new painting. What's the plan, San? Yeah, we're starting a new painting today. I'm still working on the flowers, on the florals, but um, the, those I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to finish on my own time. They're all, they're close, but they need, just I need to be able to focus and take the time. There's not a lot of some of the changes are very small. Anyways, it's at that place where I just need to do it off stream. Today I'm going to be working on a painting of a cat. I'm going to do another cat painting. This is actually for June because we're doing a paint swap. She did a painting of Dresden. Now I'm doing a painting of her cat. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I don't know that I'll be able to finish it in one painting session, but I'm going to try and get a lot of the painting done today. So we'll see how much I can do. Need that flower TLC where you don't have to worry about your head being in the way of the cam. Yeah, exactly. And also the other thing when streaming is, I'm aware of like how far away, your view is when I'm painting. And, you know, because the viewer is so far away, there's a lot of changes that I can do that I know people don't even see them. So I'm trying to take that into consideration too. All right. Um, and also, as much as I love streaming, it does, take a certain amount of attention to be able to do both. And we only have so much attention, kind of thing. So it does, um, it does help to be able to just focus on the painting. Dunley says, I definitely understand. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna I try and reuse, well, not reuse, but I try and use all the paint if I can. So when I have leftover paints from one painting to another, because my palette's so limited, it doesn't really matter if I take it from one painting to another. I don't have like a special palette set up for it, but sometimes the mixes are too, um, you know, uh, too mixed and too messy to be worthwhile. So we'll see. How was your stream on Friday, Donnelly? I know we did movie night, which, thanks again for hosting movie night. That was awesome. So I find that these panels are a little sticky with the paint in the beginning. Like they want to grab the paint and makes it harder with the brush. So I'm going to try putting down paint with the palette knife in the beginning today. Okay, Donley is now on Twitch, so you can have the cat emojis in hand. Got it. Stream was good. Learned to do simple animation live on stream in Krita. Nice. Very cool. I think it's awesome that Krita can do all of that for free, you know, it's amazing. In case anyone is confused or curious, right now I'm laying in the background for the cat. This is the, like I said, just the background at the moment. I'm basically going to do the outline of the cat first. It's a stunningly powerful program, especially for the price. Yeah, absolutely. Agree. For anyone who doesn't know, who's watching, Krita is an open source art program that, because it's open source, it's free, unless you want it like on, I think on like certain tablets through Steam or something. Although I do strongly support people supporting Krita financially. But yeah, it's a open source program, art program that can do a ton of things. You can do illustration, you can do design work on it, you can do, and it even has like frame by frame animation. Yeah, it's got a ton of really cool stuff, and all for free, you know. So, I mean, obviously no program's perfect, but like, you know, it's crazy good for the price. Um, okay, I'm gonna have a hard time pronouncing that first time chatter. Elokimi, Elokimo? Is it Elokimo or am I pronouncing that correctly or is it Lokimo? Elokimo. Okay. Is it two separate words like Elokimo or is it one connected word? Like Latin pronunciation? One word. Okay. I don't know how to speak Latin, but I'll try. Um, welcome. How are you doing today? So I'm going to be painting a cat today, like Spanish. Got it. Don't know Spanish either, but I'll still try and get it right. I'm bad. I have a hard enough time speaking one language, you know, but I will make an effort. How you doing today? So I'm just doing the outline right now. This is going to be a cat. I think you can kind of see the, you know, the basic shape of the cat right now, obviously. Doing good, good. Glad to hear. Are you an artist? A lot of people who stop by are. So I always ask. Right now, I'm trying to get the outline and fill in all the areas, basically, and then I will start adding to the cat itself. Yeah, oil painter, amateur. Awesome, that's fantastic. Well, welcome. What type of things do you like to paint? I usually do portraits and figurative stuff. Lately, I've been doing some cat paintings, and I recently did my first floral. Well, I'm technically still working on it. I just gonna have to finish it off stream. But yeah. It depends a lot on my mood and the time I have, etc. Oh, totally understandable. Also, when you're first starting out, it's good to try everything. I just a lot of people I know tend to like I tend to, like I said, I tend to paint people or portraits, and so a lot of the people I know who paint also do those things. So, yeah. I've done portraits, figurative, etc. That's great. Um, Although, there's no right or wrong answer in this. It's very much a whatever you like to paint. Um, it's easier to get a model for portrait than full pose. I do live drawing also. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, especially if you're drawing from life, it's a lot easier to get people for portraits than full figure, for sure. A lot of the stuff I do is from photos now, but when I was in school, most of the stuff I did was from live models. So I get it. Yeah, you're welcome to share your social media if you want to share your artwork. Although no pressure, you don't have to. Also, if you're interested, we have a Discord and you can share there. Obviously, a Discord is a little more private than a public stream, but it's still, public. So just FYI. But you're welcome to share there and talk about art and so on and so forth. We do a lot of that there. People will ask questions and, get advice and all kinds of stuff like that. Um, Locomo says Wednesday evening we have 2 hours of live model at the art school of the city. It's pretty cheap for the year. Nice. Um, I post very little on Instagram, and then yeah, I'm not a big poster either. I need to do more of it, but yeah, I don't post a lot either. Um, yeah, I have you know, there's obviously there's also like there's a difference between like taking classes and uninstructed like model sessions. Both are great. I need to do more live model sessions. I just haven't had the time lately to do that, unfortunately. But it's very beneficial to do it. Working from photos is great, but it's not always ideal. You learn a lot from working from live models, without a doubt. I will take a look at your Instagram in a minute. I'll be taking, you know, small little breaks and stuff, so I'll take a look at it. Um, oh, it's an instructed class, very structured. Nice. That's good. Figure drawing, figure painting, you know, figure sketching, quick sketches, all those classes are great to take. Very, very useful stuff. Like 10, 30-second poses. Oh, so 10, 30-second poses, 5-minute poses, one portrait pose, one hand pose, two 20-minute poses. Okay, yeah. So it's like figure drawing. Quick. It's like a mix of. It's essentially quick sketch. Although you have a few longer ones. Here, at least, that would be considered like a quick sketch day model session. Uh, Whereas a like long pose would be basically like 3 hours of the same pose with 20-minute increments so that the model can take breaks. But yeah, that's usually how they do it here. The medium changes during the year: charcoal, then fine line, then ink, then finally oil paints in the spring. Do you have someone who's like an instructor though? Because here, that's usually the difference between like the, work model session versus like a class is if you have it, basically if you have someone instructing, not just running it. And but I mean it here usually most of the places I go to, if it's a workshop, if it's a uninstructed workshop or model session, they usually don't tell you what to paint with or draw with or anything like that. It's just you come, you show up, the model shows up, and that's it. Yeah, we get instructions. It's very academic in style. Okay, so it's a class. It's like a class. The first 5 poses, 30-second build the skeleton. I see. Very cool. That's awesome. It's great that you have access to classes and that it's not too expensive. It's like 330 euro, which is 390 USD for the year. Yeah, that's not bad. That's fantastic. But it's more like just one evening class. You can go 5 classes a week. That's crazy. That's great. I mean, crazy good. Like, that's great. Okay, I have to take a quick break from painting to put out more paint. Let me see. I'll take a look at your Instagram in the meantime. Oh, very nice. I see a variety of stuff here. Very cool. I like the Jim Carrey. Your the plein air stuff is nice. Great job on the backpack too. Really cool. You did the backpack for Inktober? Yeah. Nice. Inktober is I did Inktober fully in 2016, I think it was. I haven't attempted it since. I don't draw in ink that much anymore, to be fair. Um, but Inktober's, yeah, that it's really difficult if you're actually doing it, um, you know, all in October. I've heard that some people that do Inktober um, lie, and they do a lot of the drawings prior to October to give themselves, buffer. Um, of course, I feel like there's nothing wrong with planning, but if you're not doing all the drawings in October, I feel like you're kind of not going with the spirit of it. Um, uh, Elokimo says, but having random prompts is not for me. Yeah, yesterday I did something for fun. Nice. Yeah, I mean, when I did it, trying to remember. I think I did the official prompts, if I remember correctly. But but yeah, some people just do their own prompt list. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with planning it all out, I feel like, but as long as you're doing all the drawings in October that's fine. Yeah, a lot of people will do their own prompts, and streamers too will make their own prompt list that's themed according to, their stream or something like that too. Yeah. Let's see. Locomo says, I discovered there was a comic jam French organizers been doing since 2009. It's always on days, uh, it's always on days daylight saving day. Interesting. So it's all the 25th comic jam. Nice. Donley says if I were to do October, I think I'd just pick and choose which ones to do. Doing all of those drawings would drive me nuts. Yeah, it's hard. Like I said, if you're going to do Inktober, I really suggest planning out like the drawings. So because what happens is you sit down to draw and like there'll be a day where you don't have a lot of time and you just can't think of anything interesting and so on. So it's great to like plan everything out. Yeah. Look, says, so I did my first comic yesterday. Nice. 25 hours because it started at 1 p.m. and ended at 1 p.m. You have to do 12 pages. It's the Turtle Jam. That's crazy to try and do a 12-page comic in a 24-hour period. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, that's the easy one. In spring, there's a hair jam. You have to do 23 hours to do 24 pages. I get it. Turtle in the hair. Nice. That's crazy. It's the type of thing where it's like I could do that. I know I could do that because I work in TV animation doing storyboards, so I know I could do that. But I'm not sure I would be, super thrilled with my drawings from it. I just know I'd get it done. Uh, okay. Oh, I see. It took a minute to load. All right. Okay, cool. I'll take a look at it. Can't look too much of it right now. Theme was uncanny, and additional constraints was it must be a dream or about a dream. Yeah. Yeah, I mean the trying to do all the story elements and all that would definitely be difficult. Like I said, I'm pretty confident I could draw it all out just because, like I said, when doing storyboards, oh, so much drawing, in that you got to do so much so fast. So I've gotten really fast, and I can now I can now do some really fast drawings and like a lot. But like I said, I don't know that I'd be super like what's the word I'm looking for? Proud of them. It'd be you know it'd tell a story. Yeah, when I first got into storyboarding, it was I it was quite like I have struggled to keep up with the pace that um you know of the drawings and of everything. But over time, you kind of get used to it. Yeah, you have to. Let's see. You have you have to you. Yeah, hold on a second. Yeah, you have a different path, but still, you'll have something new and unique at the end. Yeah, I'm surprised by the percentage of people that completed the challenge. It sounds like fun. It's one of those things. I don't know that I'd ever have the time for it, but it sounds like a lot of fun to do, you know? Um, yeah, I feel like I never have the time for something like that, but it does sound like fun. Uh, I think it's like over 90% that complete the challenge. That's impressive. That is impressive. That's great. Uh, is the Cata commission? It is a paint swap. So one of the people who one of the I was going to say she's one of my viewers, but I know her outside of that. An artist who does a lot of what's it called, cat portraits and stuff like that. We're doing a paint swap. So she painted one of my cats recently, and now I'm painting one of her cats. And I'm going to send this to her, and she's going to send the other one to me. So yeah, it's fun. So I don't think it qualifies as a commission, but um, but yeah, it's fun. A lot of painters I know do paint swaps. I think it's a great way to, you know, if there's a painter you like, it's a great way of getting a piece from them at a price that most artists can't afford. Um, you know, So yeah, no, it doesn't qualify as a commission, but yeah. I haven't really opened up my commissions. I need to actually like take the time and write out my commission application so that people can, you know, request a commission on my website. I haven't done that yet. Um, been just a little too busy lately to do that. But yeah, I need to. Generally, I don't have like a submission form or anything. But my uncle a while ago did ask me for a commission. I did that. Um, I don't I don't love doing commissions. Well, I should rephrase that. In the past, when I've done commissions, illustration commissions, not oil painting commissions, um, I'd sometimes you know, not love the experience. So I've been a little hesitant to open up my commissions in oil painting because I it's it's more for it's more for myself, even though the paintings are for sale. It's been more for myself since I've been working uh, outside of it. But now I might have to change that a bit. Let's see. It's killing me not to be been able to go paint some of those autumn lights, like the one morning drive to work, arriving to a forest on the hill. The field below was covered with fog, and the sun shined so strongly. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Those types of things, that I mean, that's what your camera's for. I know it's not the same, but some of those things they disappear so fast. It's really hard to paint them anyways from life. So yeah, it's what your camera's for. Um, Having said that, I I'm not the best plein air painter. A lot of painters I know who are fantastic painters. I'm not saying that just for like saying, oh, I'm a fantastic painter. I'm saying like I know a ton of painters who are fantastic painters but not good plein air painters. So it's definitely a in addition to your painting skills, and I don't have that one yet. Lookmo says, yeah, but been there, done that. But it's good to establish the dynamic first outside. Then the picture can help continuing. I agree. I understand what you're saying. Painting from life um, is better than painting from photos, generally speaking. If you can do it, if you have the time, if and everything. I agree. It's just like I said, when it comes to plein air painting, it's an additional skill. I do not have that skill. I've gone up plein air painting quite a few times. I'm not very good at it. Not saying that there's no benefit to it, even if you're not good at it. There totally is. Um, I just, what's it called? I just know that when I go plein air painting, I'm not going to come back with a good painting. That's all. But there's still benefit to doing it. And if I did it more often, I'd get better at it. I know that. I just don't do it enough to acquire the skill. You know what I mean? Donley says it drives me nuts seeing beautiful landscapes when you're on the road, when you're on a road trip, but there's no way to stop and take a pic. Yeah. Yeah. That happens quite a bit, unfortunately. I have taken photos out of the window sometimes, but it's never good reference. You know, it's more like a, hey, here's something to remember kind of thing. And Lokmo says, yeah, it's hard when you are a pro to get back to the 1 out of 5 paintings will be good. Oh, you're being generous. When I go plein air painting, it's 0 out of 0 are good. Um, there's just, like I said, there's so much going on. There's so many distractions, and and yeah, there's just so many elements that I have a hard time with. Also, I'm not really an outdoorsy person. The bugs love to bite me. The sun hates me. My allergies are ridiculously bad. I'm just not built for it. I do it sometimes. It's always good. I say this repeatedly. It's great to do because our eyes are, you know, seeing things with your eyes versus through the camera, you know, whatever the camera interprets, so much better. But still, I'm still not good at it. But yeah, no, it's definitely hard to take a step back, but sometimes it's, you know, necessary. I've done it many times when I've, you know, worked on changing my style, worked on changing elements to things. I mean, when I went from digital to oil painting, that alone was quite the you know, quite a step back. It took me a long time to get used to painting in oils. Uh, so yeah, I'm glad you joined the Discord. I saw a notification that you joined the Discord. Welcome. I when I went to school, I learned how to do I learned how to paint in watercolors, and then I learned in acrylics. I never did oils. So then I went all digital, and then when I went back to traditional, I decided to go into oils, and it was a difficult learning curve for sure. I probably should have taken a class that would have helped with everything. That would have helped things move faster, but at the time, couldn't really do that. So I just practiced and learned on my own and through YouTube. It's amazing how much you can learn from those things, but practice is still like the best. I think June shared the painting of Dresden that she did in my Discord. Um, I think it's in the share your drawings, but I'm not 100% on that. What's going on?
Just for me too. Thank you.
Um, Look, Mo says, yeah, the learning curve on oil can be a bit hard. It's not hard if you have good instructions. Yeah, I bet it's just a bit counterintuitive on many aspects. Um, hmm. Trying to think if I would consider it counterintuitive. I mean, I guess it depends on how you paint in oils. I'm trying to think. If you do what's it called? Um, if you do glazing and stuff, I could definitely see that. Glazing and painting with glazes and everything. I know because when I was in art school, my teacher taught us how to paint in acrylics with glazing, and that was really weird. Not a fan of that. Um, like to apply more paint, you want to press more gently and so on. Yeah, yeah, I could see that. I get what you're saying. I could see that feeling counterintuitive, for sure. Also, the materials. That's a thing I struggled with, is using the right materials and so on. Even things like just getting the right type of brushes. I know they sell the right type of brushes, but they sell a ton of different brushes. And, having sturdier brushes versus softer ones and when to use them, stuff like that. I definitely had some issues with that. Also, the panels or the canvases that you paint on, that's a whole thing. How to take care of brushes. Yeah, I'm still working on that. I've heard many different things on that, and I'm not sure I'm the best. Well, actually, I rephrase that. I'm definitely not the best at taking care of my brushes, but we'll see. I'm working on it. All right. Let's do some brayer work real quick. I use a brayer to mess up my painting, um, and then I will go back in and paint over it again. I do this for numerous reasons. One is I'm not too precious with my paintings when I know I'm going to mess them up. But also it helps me introduce randomness to things, which I do like. Um, and also it helps physically thin out my paint because I'm not using solvents in my first layers of paint. I don't use solvents in my painting, generally speaking. I use a little bit of solvents to clean up, but I don't really use solvents in my painting. So this helps thin things down, which makes painting over things better. Yeah. Lokmo says, I'm on Team Soap for taking care of your brushes. I'm not. I'm not saying I do use soap um, at some point, but very rarely. I generally don't really wash my brushes very much. If I had to wash my brushes after every painting session, I wouldn't do it. I don't do it, so I know that. And also on Team No Solvent. Nice. Yeah. Like I said, I do use them to clean my brushes a little bit. But overall, I don't really use solvents. You leave them in oil? I do leave my brushes in oil, although right now I've been leaving them in mineral oil, which I've heard, different things about, because mineral oil, obviously you don't want to get it in your paint. So before I paint, I make sure to get all the oil out, and then I clean my brushes in solvent real quick to make sure I'm not getting any of the mineral oil in my painting. And the artist who showed me this is someone who I do trust. This is someone who has a lot more experience than me and has been doing this for years and years and hasn't had any issues. So I'm giving that a try. But some people, I know some people leave them in other types of oils. Yeah, clean the first pass with solvent and then soap. No, I'm saying before I paint, I leave them in mineral oil. I take them out, I get all the mineral oil out, and then I clean the brush in solvent, clean that out, and then I paint. And then when I go, and then I just put them back in the mineral oil between painting sessions. So I do as much as possible with the palette knife. I love the palette knife, but the palette knife, I mean, you know, some people probably can. I cannot. There's just a limit to the type of painting I can do with a palette knife, you know? Um, yeah, I love using the palette knife. It's just, I don't know, there's a limitation to it. All right, 1 second, I'm going to be off screen for a second. I'm still here. I just have to do something on my computer real quick. So excuse me for a minute while I do this. So what I'm doing is what's it called? I use my computer and I overlay my my reference image and my painting on top of each other to make sure that I'm getting things in the right place. It's kind of like projecting or using what's it called? Like the grid system. It's just another system of doing that. And Lokmo says, yeah, sure. But once you have the first layer, you can work with brushes. Oh, I see what you're saying. You put the first layer down with your palette knife. Yeah. Don Lee says the classic pick lineup where do I need the correct type of thing? Yeah, yeah. Can't. What just happened? That was very strange. Something weird happened. Okay, I don't know. Something weird happened on my computer. Sorry. My computer wigged out on me for a second. I was worried that the stream was gonna stop or something. Yeah, almost done. I'm not overly, what's it called? I don't overly rely on this in the sense that I know what's going to happen is I'm going to find where everything is supposed, where it's supposed to be laid out, put everything in the right place, paint and work on it. And then as I go, I'm going to be messing it up again, and then I'm going to have to just go back and do it again, and so on. So I'm not overly precious about it. I just need it to be like, make sure I get things roughly in the right place as I go through it. Also, it's a good time to do some stretches since I have my gloves off and everything. And there's one part that I knew was really off, and so that's this. But otherwise, it's not too bad. Most of it's pretty close, which is good. Some of it's a little off, but I'm also using a big brush, so some of it's expected. I will say, getting the drawing exact has never been my strong suit. I've done so much figure drawing, and like getting everything always in the right place has never been my strongest area. I've gotten a lot better over the years. Like this is pretty close, but when I was in art school, that was never something I was like really good at. All right, Elokmo. Welcome. Thanks for joining the Discord, and thanks for hanging out. And I'll see you around. I should mention this while you're here. I stream twice a week, Thursday night and Sunday day. Um, that is my streaming schedule at the moment. But yeah, see you around. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great rest of your weekend. Conley, is it a cat yet? I mean, I think so. This is the cat, this is the head, the eyes. Uh, it's kind of there. Yes, I see it. Also, I'm just messing with you. I know. Oh, it's all good, Donnelly. I know you. So I'm trying to still use this brush, which is arguably too large for this some of the stuff I'm painting right now. The reason is it helps prevent you from tightening up too much if you use a brush that's too large. It's hard to tighten up when you're using such a large brush. Um, I'm trying to do that because it's always good to work on that. I feel like I've noticed lately that some of my paintings have tightened up a bit, and I want to, keep an eye on that. Loosey goosey, as they say, for some reason, right? Maybe it's because of how their necks move. If you've ever seen geese, if the way that their neck just seems to be independently connected, their head just kind of like moves independently kind of thing. I don't know. Exactly, Donnelly. Exactly. I feel like they could, figure out a way of studying like what's it called? Chickens and how their heads move and turn that into a gimbal of some kind. what was it? Oh, owls. I saw a thing on owls that supposedly they can't um, they can't move their eyes independently of their head, and that's why their head is, you know, like that. That's why their head's like on a like can move so easily and so independent and so and keep itself so level and everything. Donnelly says, actually, I think they did. I remember hearing something about people studying birds' head movement for camera stability. They probably have. I did see an interesting thing about camera stability when it comes to camera phones. So um, the way that some camera phones, I think they did this with what's it called? I think it was an iPhone, but I might be wrong. Um, they wanted to see if the camera phone was using the information from the movement sensors or the information from the camera sensor to use this for the stabilization. So what they did was um, they made a box and painted a scene inside the box, and they taped the phone to the other side of the box, and then they spun the box around to. Now the camera is seeing the same thing the whole time, right? It doesn't actually need to stabilize anything, but because the stabilization is actually using information from the sensors that detect movement, it like made the image all jerky and weird because it was trying to stabilize it. So now we know how the camera phones, stabilize the image, which I thought was interesting. It's not like super useful, but it's interesting. Donnelly says, I like learning stuff like that too. Yeah, so do I. All kinds of random science stuff. I love learning that type of thing. I do follow a bunch of science channels on YouTube for that exact reason. Oh, Don Lee, before I forget, I have been listening to that book you recommended. I'm not done with it, but I'm still listening to it. Um, I forget what it's called at the moment. Something A Sea of Stars or something. I don't remember the name. Yeah, it's good. There were some things that I was um, kind of taken back by. Oh, To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. Got it. Yeah, yeah. So there's a few things about it that I'm like, I wish they hadn't done that. I get why they did, but I was just like, it's unnecessary. I found it personally, I found it a little distracting, but it's minor things. They they use a lot of names from the Alien series, the movie series, you know. And I found that a little distracting because I was just like, we don't really need to reference Alien all the time, um, you know. But that might just be me. Also, some people might not know those things, so yeah, there you go. See, Donley says, "Oh, really? I didn't notice that." Yeah, yeah. One second. Yeah. So one of the ships, one of the ship's mines was named Bishop, which I found distracting. Um, one of the I think one of the planets is named Wayland, which the corporation in what's it called? In Alien is Wayland. Um, the they you know there's the Xeno, which I'm pretty sure like that might exist outside of Alien, but that's the only time I've ever heard it. Yeah, and there's some other stuff too here and there. It wasn't too bad. It's just I kept noticing certain ones, and because I noticed it, you know, I automatically made certain connections which weren't accurate, but it got distracting. And Lee says, "Ah, I see. Yeah, like I said, it wasn't like horrible or anything. Just one of those things where it's like it can be a little distracting because of that." Glad to hear you gotten to start into it. Did you say you're doing the audiobook? Yeah, I'm doing the audiobook. I don't do much in the way of like real reading anymore. I just don't. I don't have the time for it, and it gives me a headache, so I tend to avoid it if I can. I take it you don't mind the read error of the audiobook. I know that can make or break the experience. Overall, I don't mind the reader. There are some parts that I'm just like, there's some parts of the reader is doing I think doing a great job. There's some other parts where I'm like, like, I don't know why this character has that accent. It's kind of weird. Um, there's just a few moments like that here and there, but overall, I don't mind the reader. They're not ruining it for me. I'll put it that way. You think she does a good job? Like I said, I think she does overall a good job. There's a few moments here and there where I'm just like, I don't know why they chose this accent though. Like it's kind of weird. Like I feel like the main character, her internal voice and her external voice don't seem to match up to me. Maybe I'm just hard to please. I don't know. Like maybe I'm just a difficult person about this stuff. Donnelly says I tried to start Stephen King audiobook recently, and the reader was trying to do some sort of East Coast accent, like Maine or something, and it was awful. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure it can be very, yeah, that stuff can be challenging. I was listening to another audiobook recently, and I actually quit listening to it towards the end. And I definitely want to finish the book, but I was getting so frustrated with this, not with the reader, but actually the writer, because I felt like, I don't know if you've ever had this experience where you're reading a book or listening to a book, and it's just like the characters are acting so like they're supposed to be these smart characters, very capable, and they're just acting like complete morons. And you're just like, oh, come on already. Like, I know you need to, I know, I know they're not perfect. I know you need to write them flawed so that they're, real human beings and all that. But I mean, come on. I feel like this is just an excuse for the plot at this point because they're being so dumb. So like I said, I'll go back to it because I do want to finish the story, but I was just getting frustrated with it at some point. It's just like, okay, I need a break from the stupidity that is this right now. Donnelly says, yes, Da Vinci Code, the lead character is written so dumb at points, it drives me nuts. Yeah, I, I haven't read the Da Vinci Code, but I could see that. One of the problems that uh, is very difficult when it comes to writing that I've noticed people, run into is you have writers, when you have writers who are trying to write characters that are much smarter than they are, or, they're like experts in something that the writer isn't an expert in. And it's really hard to get past the, what is it, the Dunning-Kruger effect, where you don't know what you don't know, so they can't so they can't research it because they don't know what to research. So they, miss points or they miss things. And you're just like, that's not how that works. If you happen to know about it. Donnelly says in the movie, thankfully, they didn't have Tom Hanks play like the character was written. Oh, that's good. All right, I think I've messed with the background enough to need to get into the cat more. I find it very helpful to work on the background a lot in the beginning to give like what's it called? Um, context to the painting, and also it can help with the, you know, how light your lights are and how dark your darks are and so on, to give you the range of oh my god, of color or values in your painting. That's the word I was looking for, value. Yeah, but I know what you're talking about. There's a, I'm trying to remember the book series. I can't, but I'm probably not going to be able to remember the name of it. But there was a book series that I kept getting recommended um, online. But every time I went to try and listen to it, I just couldn't get past the narrator. The narrator's voice was just, an accent was just so grating that I could not get into it. And I don't know if it was supposed to be the character was supposed to sound like that, or that was just how the narrator sounded. It, to me, it sounded like that was just their voice, and that was the choice the company, the publisher made, which I think was an awful choice because like I said, their voice was just so grating and the accent was so harsh. I just, it's just like, okay, I don't know. This book series is supposedly really good, but I can't listen to this. One of my favorite series, the Dresden Files, they have James Marsters narrating it, and he is fantastic. But for one of the books, they had someone else narrate it, and it was really, really disjointing to have a character that you hear in the same voice for numerous books suddenly totally different voice. And it was just for one book, and in fact, um, they actually had James Marsters re-record that book, and they gave it to everyone who had bought the book series. They gave them that book for free. If you bought that book, they gave you the re-recorded version for free, um, which I think was cool. I'm assuming it was like a scheduling issue that, you know, but yeah. Donnelly says, "Oh, I know what you mean. I listened to some audiobooks of Harry Potter series, and the reader gave an accent to one of the characters and then started mixing the accent up on other characters. So maybe it's just how he talks. But I decided to physically read the books after that. I stopped reading the Harry Potter book series after book 4. Uh, yeah, I got so frustrated with it that I just stopped reading them. Not that they were exactly written for me anyways, like, but yeah, I got frustrated with it because it felt like it was one of those mystery books where you had no chance ever of figuring out the mystery. Um, and that pissed me off. So I stopped reading them. You powered through. Hmm. I also tried to read the Lord of the Rings books. Um, oof, those were hard. I couldn't get through them. I did not read The Hobbit. I tried to read just Lord of the Rings, and I couldn't make it through. Um, Apparently, though, and this is sad to find out after the fact, apparently I got to the part where it actually starts to pick up because the beginning of the book series is very slow, but then it picks up. And supposedly I got to that point like a couple pages before, and that's where I gave up. So I gave up at the best time, at the worst time in a way, um, unfortunately. Did you read the series? I have a friend who read the the Hobbit, the Lord of the Rings books, even the simil. I can't remember how you pronounce it. Similarion. No, wait. Sim, I can't remember how it's pronounced. I'm messing up the name. Similarion. I don't know what it's called. I forget. It's like all the extra side books, basically. Like he's read all of it. Huge fan. Only says rather I listen to the audiobooks. I love the reader for the audiobooks. There's a specific audiobook reader that I think is amazing. Such a great voice for adventures. Let me look him up. Because the first one you'll find is the one of the actors from the series reads it, and there's no way it's nearly as good. Got it. Oh, it's time for some stretches. All right. I know the painting isn't done yet, um, but I will say I do like the way it looks right now. Like I love the like abstract nature of it right now. All right, I'm just gonna put this into my what's it called? In the computer real quick. Yeah. But yeah, I, like I said, I know I can't, it's not finished. It's definitely needs more detail than this and needs more refinement than this. But there is something about how like just, how blocky and brushy everything is right now. I do like that. Yep, I knew it. As always, I messed some of it up as I went through it, but it's good. Most of it's in place. Rob Ingalls is the reader for Lord of the Rings. I really enjoyed. I think I like The Hobbit the most of the Lord of the Rings series. Gets a bit bleak at points, but I still like it. That's fair. That name sounds familiar. Rob Ingalls? Trying to, yeah, that name sounds familiar. Is he an actor or something? All right, this is where I take out the smaller brush and start laying in things a little tighter. He's an actor. You might be thinking of Robert England, aka Freddy Krueger. Yeah, that was my initial thought, but originally that was my initial thought. I was like, wait a second, no, that's not that. And then but yeah, I don't know. I do like what is his name? Robert England. I do like him as an actor. He did a guest spot in Bones, the TV show. Um, it was pretty funny. He did a good job. It was funny because he was playing the creepy like janitor or something at a school. Um, so it was kind of throwback to Freddy Krueger. Donnelly says, yeah, Robert Englund was versatile as an actor prior to being Freddy, but he's kind of typecast now. But I think he's embraced it. Yeah, yeah. Although, for the record, it was funny because they were playing off of your conception of him as Freddy Krueger. I don't want to ruin it. It's a freaking old episode, but yeah, they were kind of tongue in cheek to it. But yeah, I know he has embraced it, but he's definitely suffered from being typecast into that role. I feel bad for actors that get typecast in that way, although I'm sure, some of them benefit from it, but at the same time, I'm sure it can be very frustrating. Uh, if you've ever watched, I think it's, if I remember correctly, it's Monk, the, what's it called? The chief captain in Monk is he was the guy that played the murderer in Silence of the Lambs. And he got frustrated getting typecast, so he like completely changed his look and everything and went for a totally different type of role kind of thing to break out of that. I have to say, I'm trying to think. I don't know that I've ever seen Robert Englund in anything where he was like, prior to him playing Freddy Krueger and him being like, typecast basically. I don't know if I've ever seen anything with him prior to that, now that I think about it. And the patterns on the cats, the patterns of their fur and everything, I still find very challenging. Speaking of random science facts, supposedly, I saw a thing online that says that cats, they are either, um, genetically speaking, they're either orange or black or orange and black. All the other color variations in them are some, like they're, um, it's something, I mean, I'm not saying it's not genetic, but it's not, it's like a different aspect of the genetics. So it, so a white cat is essentially an orange cat that has like no pigmentation or something. I don't remember exactly the details. It was just a quick little video. I have to like really look into it if I want to be more accurate about it. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. Let's see. Donnelly says, I watched the original V series. Robert Englund was in that. He played an alien. Most aliens in the series were supposed to be bad, but he was a good guy in it, though he was supposed to be a bit on the slow side. He wasn't the. Wait, was that the one? Was that the series where he was? Was it like a cop series where one was an alien and one was a human? I know the series you're talking about. That was something else. I forgot the title. Okay. Well, it definitely looks like a cat now. Hey, Des, in the car on my way home. No worries. I hope you're not driving. I assume you're not driving. I don't drive. That's what I thought. Donnelly says Alien Nation is the sci-fi cop show. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if that, I mean, I'm assuming you're right. I don't remember the name of it at all, but I trust you. I don't think I watched the original series of the original V series, or let me rephrase that. If I did, I probably have seen some episodes, but I don't know that I watched the whole, I definitely don't think I watched the whole thing. Did I ever see the British show called Aliens? They were separated in an apartheid situation and they were all addicts addicted to burning human hair. Did not see that. Yeah, no, I didn't. That is not a series I've seen. Interesting premise, though. Michael's Coles was in it, I think. Okay. Everyone's gonna be right back. No problem. Trying to get all the patterns, roughly, not like 100%, but overall, trying to get the patterns in here. Yeah, fur really messes with me because it's essentially like there's a lot of what's it called? Optical color mixing that's happening essentially because you have fur of different colors overlapping, and that is really messing with me. Speaking of fur, we have a little fur baby here. Wants to say hi. I have to pause this for a minute. Hi, little boy. Hi there. Oh, it's a baby Dresden. Hi, Dresden. Hi, little boy. Oh. For anybody who doesn't know, this is Dresden. He's named after Harry Dresden from the Dresden Files. He's one of 3 cats that we have. 3 cats and a dog. Hey, Lychee, welcome. Donley, just so you know, Lychee says hi. Lychee Donley is mostly in Twitch chat right now. Although he said he'd be right back, so he's not even there right now. Dresden, stop being so squirmy. Are you gonna bite my hand now? How have I been? I've been good, Lychee. How about yourself? It's been a while. Yeah, so Lychee, today I'm working on a painting um for June. We're doing a paint swap. She did a painting of Dresden, so now I'm doing a painting of one of her cats. Welcome, Des. Welcome back. Lychee said I've been all right. Just been working on stuffs. Ooh, sounds cool. Yeah, no, it's a cool. It's fun. What was I gonna say? I don't remember. Oh well. Welcome back, Donley. Donley, Lychee says hi, by the way. Lychee's over in YouTube chat. I forgot to put out more blue. Oh well. Okay, Donley. You're welcome to lurk. Appreciate you stopping by. So, Lichi, what have you been working on? You're welcome to, you're welcome to share in the Discord if you have artwork you've been working on. Lichi says, oh, sorry, this is between Lichi and Donley. Oh, you've been doing caregiving full time now? That's a lot of work. I've not been able to work on my art much lately, but can share some stuff I've been doing recently. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that's a lot to deal with. Caregiving is not easy, whether you're doing it for work or because you just have to be the caregiver, which, you're welcome to share or not. Either is fine. But yeah, that's hard to deal with. There's an artist, and I'm totally blanking on her name right now, but I love the way she handles fur. And she did like I said, I can't remember her name right now, but she did a painting of a cat that I absolutely loved. It's very, very messy, and the fur is absolutely not realistic, but I love it all the same. I'm gonna try and push more to in that direction. Wish I could remember her name right now. I'm just totally blanking. Oh, if you find or remember the artist's name, please share. Yeah, I will. Absolutely. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the way June paints animals. She does great pet portraits. But this other artist is just more in the direction in general, like of how I like to paint. So that's why she speaks like I want to try and implement that. Okay, back to lurk. No worries. Honestly, I can feel myself fading right now. Like I'm trying to keep painting, but I also feel like I'm just not, you know, I'm just having a hard time. So I'm kind of not tackling some of the areas that I might need to because I can feel like my focus just isn't there. So I probably will have to end stream soon-ish just because it's kind of pointless at a certain point. Because if I'm afraid to paint things because I don't feel like I have the I just don't feel like I have the concentration that I need to not mess it up. And then I should probably just take a break. Um, go make dinner, go do some other stuff, and then come back to it. I guess the thing is, I know that I'm never going to be able to really, there's so much like very unique mixing happening here because the fur is is layered in such a way where you get all these very like unique optical mixing effects that unless I wanted to really go in and layer every every hair. I'm never going to be able to get that effect. So it's the abstraction I need to focus on. And that's, of course, the same thing that happens in portraits or anything really. But the difference is that like people are just, we're not as covered in hair, or we're okay. So some of the abstraction is easier, at least I find it. Of course, that could just be because, and probably is just because I have more experience painting people. And she says posted things I was working on in Discord. Cool. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. There are 3 episodes of Portrait Artist of the Year on YouTube, season 11, the current season. Ooh, nice. I haven't watched those yet. I'll have to watch those before they get taken down. All right, I am going to wrap this up. I can feel I like where things are going with this painting, and I can feel that I'm just starting to lose it. Not the painting, just the mental focus. And I know that I'm going to mess it up. Let's see. Lychee says an artist I follow is going to be on the season, maybe the new one. Katie Mauve. She's so good. Cool. I'll have to check her out. Does she have an Instagram? And you cannot post a link in YouTube chat. It won't let you. But you can put it in the Discord if you're up for it. Let's see real quick. Oh, very cool. Lychee posted some stuff. Oh, very good. That baby's painting is really good. I like the neon color one too. Very nice. Thanks for posting. Please share Insta over here. Oh. Uh, Copy link. All right. There you go. I don't know this artist. Thanks for sharing, Lychee. Appreciate it. All right. All right, friends. I am going to have to call it a day. I'll be back on Thursday. Thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, I wish I could keep going, but I can feel I'm just losing focus. So yeah. Lychee says awesome work, Leah. Thank you. Appreciate it. Donley good says good stream. And cool. Thanks, Lychee. Yeah. Yeah. I'll be back on Thursday, and I think I have to shift Sunday around next weekend. I'm not sure. I have to look at the dates. But either way, I'll notify everybody when there's a change. Um, yeah, have a good rest of your weekend, everybody, and have a good week. And I'll see you around. Bye, everybody.